Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today let us discuss with another interesting topic, that is human alimentary canal or our digestive system. So let us understand this in detail. Human alimentary canal is the track through which the food passes in order to digest the food. The food has to go through a pathway that is known as human alimentary canal. The complex food molecules has to be broken down into a simpler molecule, simple absorbable form. For this, only digestion is required. The complex food molecule which we eat in the form of breakfast, lunch, dinner, that has to be broken down into simpler molecules, simple absorbable form. Okay, this is known as human alimentary canal. Where does the digestion begin? The digestion begins with the mouth. From the mouth itself, the digestion begins. How does digestion start? Digestion starts by mixing of the food with saliva in the mouth. Our mouth has saliva. Saliva has an enzyme known as salivary amylase. So amylase means wherever the enzyme amylase comes, then it indicates the breakdown of carbohydrates or starch. Okay, salivary amylase is present in the mouth and it helps in the breakdown of carbohydrates in the mouth. So if in the question paper if they ask where does the digestion start, you have to say this digestion starts in the mouth by the action of an enzyme known as salivary amylase, which is present in saliva. Like that you should say. Okay, so the digestion starts with the mouth. By the chewing of the food with the saliva, the food mixes with saliva and forms bolus. After the chewing of the food, it is the food material, it is called as bolus. That has to pass through esophagus. Okay, that movement in the esophagus is known as peristaltic movement. The food has to move through esophagus. Like this, it squeezes and moves through esophagus. That movement is known as peristaltic movement. Through the peristaltic movement, the food reaches the stomach. In the stomach, what happens? In the stomach, there is a secretion of three different secretions in the stomach. One is HCl, other one is pepsin, and the third one is mucus. HCl, what it does? It maintains the acidic pH in the stomach. Pepsin is produced in an inactive form, that is zymogen form known as pepsinogen. HCl activates this pepsinogen into pepsin. This is very important. So pepsin is a proteolytic enzyme. It breaks down proteins into amino acids. So pepsin, it is produced in an inactive form known as pepsinogen. HCl in turn acts upon pepsinogen, forming pepsin. That pepsin is active. And mucus, what it does? Mucus, it covers the inner lining of the stomach by the action of HCl. The stomach should not burn. So what happens? The mucus, it covers the inner lining of the stomach for the protection of the stomach. It covers the lining of the inner walls of the inner lining of the stomach. Mucus, it helps in the its mucus secretion covers the inner lining of the stomach by the action of HCl. Okay. Now what happens? In the stomach, after the food enters, there you have another two organs, liver and pancreas. They also secrete certain secretions. Let us see liver. What does liver secrete? Liver secretes bile. Bile is not an enzyme, but it aids in the digestion process. It helps in it aids in the emulsification of fats. What is the role of bile? This is an important question in the exam. What is the role of bile? So bile helps in the emulsification of fats, you should say. Okay, that is the role of bile. Emulsification of fat means breaking down of larger fat globules into smaller molecules. That is known as emulsification of fats. And pancreas also secretes pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice contains trypsin. It contains trypsin. Trypsin is also a proteolytic enzyme. Okay, trypsin is also a proteolytic enzyme. Okay, it helps in protein digestion. A pancreatic juice it has. Okay, and amylase, little amylase will also be there, and it also has lipase. Lipase means to break down lipids. Now what happens? All the food, it moves into duodenum. In duodenum there is a curve like this. Before coming into the small intestine, there is a small curve like thing there, that is called as duodenum. There itself all the secretions mix together in the inside our body. So after that what happens? It enters small intestine. In small intestine, complete digestion takes place. All the things, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, all are broken down into its simpler molecules. Carbohydrates or starch, both are, starch is a complex carbohydrate, don't get confused. Carbohydrates and starch both are similar type, okay. Now what happens? The end product of carbohydrate is glucose, the end product of protein is amino acids, the end product of lipid is fatty acids and glycerol. All these are broken down into its simpler forms. So the digestion is completed in small intestine. In small intestine there is a villi. Villi, these are the finger-like projections which helps in the which gives the large surface area for the absorption of the nutrients and helps to transport to different parts of the body. It is supplied with large blood vessels. Okay, so the digestion, where it is completed in small intestine. It starts with the mouth by the action of salivary amylase and ends in the small intestine. Small intestine, all the food, all the nutrients, proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, all are broken down into smaller molecules. Only the undigested food moves into the large intestine where it is thrown out through anus. The unwanted food material is thrown out through anus. This is the whole process of digestion. If you write this much in the exam, it will be more than enough to fetch the marks. I hope this video is useful for most of you. Thank you all for watching. Take care and bye-bye.